on the previous episode of Talk That Talk.
This is why it's relevant that you know both. When it comes to PT, since you brought it up, I brought it up because I was in a group and someone was defending, like, the kids are soft. And I was like, well, maybe they're just more aware of what's right and wrong. A lot of us, we were groomed in ignorance. A lot of us are first generation college students. I am. And I had no idea what band life was going to be like until I was thrust into it. And when we talk about PT, I went to a clinic, a marching band clinic, about the damages that we do to our body. Raise your hand if your knees click when you wake up in the morning and you're not even 40, 45 years old. Yep. See, your ankles hurt. And that's just because we did it doesn't mean we did it right. And when you know better, you do better. So just thinking about, are we doing this because we want them to look better and perform better on the field? Or are we doing this because this is what was done to us? And we feel like this is the only way, like my mother said, to skin a cat. There's newer and better ways to get things done. And if your go-to is always physical when it comes to discipline in your band, they really not your band. You just got hostages that fear you and don't necessarily respect you and honor you enough to do the right thing without, the kind of whipping the crap. And that's not saying you don't need to get at students sometimes and you don't need to, meet them with the appropriate level of discipline. But, if kids are doing what they're supposed to do, they're also learning. Even in college, you're still learning. And if everything is punitive and everything is reactionary, then that's just, to me, that's ineffective planning on your part. As the educator, as the band director, you kind of have to foresee where the pitfalls are going to be, and then you maneuver prior to it. We all know, after the first week of band camp, your kids can't do this type of drill. So getting to 1 week before homecoming and being mad that they still not executing it the way you wanted to, you saw that week one. What did you do to try to get them to that level other than try to scale them into it? This generation is highly uncoordinated compared to generations past. They don't dance no more. So people don't dance no more like that old school. I mean, they don't. So you got to approach them a little bit differently. That's not saying you let up on them and you don't have a high standard. It's just how you approach them has to be more relevant to how they learn. We're wired differently now. Every time you touch your phone, the way your brain receives information changes just a little bit. This generation grew up with this thing in their hand. They grew up with it. You're not getting rid of it. Use it. Put the drill on their phone. Watch them execute.